I ran out of gas in the middle of the Sonoran Desert and spent the whole ride to safety quietly planning my escape from a man who turned out to be the most human person I'd met in years. Let me set the scene properly, because the desert doesn't care about you, and it wants you to know that. It was July. Not, oh, it's warm July. It was Sonoran Desert in the dead of summer July, which is its own meteorological category somewhere between surface of Mars and inside a pottery kiln. I'd been riding since early morning specifically to beat the heat, which tells you everything about how well my planning had gone, because it was now 11 a.m. and the temperature gauge at the last gas station, which I had, in an act of world-class self-sabotage, blown past without stopping, had read 97 degrees. That was an hour ago. My motorcycle is a 2003 Honda Shadow. I love her the way you love something that has tried to kill you multiple times. She's temperamental, she leaks a little oil, and her fuel gauge has been optimistic in the way that a friend who tells you it's not that far of a walk is optimistic. Technically, the needle pointed toward the E. I chose to interpret that as a suggestion rather than a warning. The engine coughed first, then sputtered, then delivered that horrible, specific silence that every motorcyclist knows in their bones, the silence of a machine that has run out of excuses. I coasted to the shoulder of the highway. In both directions, nothing. No buildings, no overpasses, no mirages even. Just the kind of flat, scrubby desert that makes you understand, on a cellular level, why the people who crossed it in covered wagons were considered either brave or insane, with very little daylight between those two categories. I had about half a bottle of water. My phone showed 1 bar of signal, flickering like a candle in a draft, and every time I tried to pull up Google Maps, it would load 30% of the screen and then give up, the way I was beginning to feel about this trip. I tried calling. Nothing went through. I texted my buddy Marcus back in Phoenix, ran out of gas on the 8, not sure exactly where, no signal, gonna try to flag someone down, and watch the message sit in that purgatory of not delivered for a full minute before I put the phone away. So, I stood by my bike, I took stock, I drank some water. I watched a hawk circle something dead about a quarter-mile off the road, and I tried not to take that personally. The first 2 cars didn't stop. I get it. I do. I was a man alone on the side of a desert highway with a motorcycle, which reads as either needs help or ambush, depending on your disposition. The first car, a white sedan with Arizona plates, slowed slightly and then accelerated again with the energy of a person who had briefly considered doing the right thing and then decided against it. The second car didn't even slow down. I started thinking about optics. I know that sounds absurd. I was standing in triple-digit heat with no water and no cell service, and I was thinking about optics. But here's the thing. I needed someone to stop, and for someone to stop, I needed to look like the kind of person worth stopping for. I took off my helmet and held it against my hip. I stood back from the road slightly, not looming. I didn't flag my arms like a crazy person. I tried to project an aura of friendly desperation, someone who needed help but wasn't going to make you regret providing it. I thought about the faces of hitchhikers in movies who you root for. I tried to make that face. The third car was a truck. Old. White once, now the particular beige of a vehicle that